Hey guys, welcome back. We got something really cool to do on the Bonneville here today. So as you can see, we got a big brake kit that's meant for a Cadillac that we're going to be putting on the Supercharged Bonneville here. So if you guys are new to the channel, this is our Supercharged 3.8 3800 Bonneville SSEi. It's got like pretty much everything done to it, and it needs some brakes. So unfortunately right now, his old brakes, the brakes that come on these cars, they were like a single piston. So this car weighs like how much?
Well, with me, 4,000 pounds.
And it's supercharged, so you know, you might be getting up to speed sometimes, so single brakes really are not that great. So
nope, I never take it over the speed limit.
Never.
I just get to the speed limit pretty quickly.
These brakes are from a 2013 Cadillac ATS Premium, so that's their 3.8 liter, and just so happens these are a direct bolt-on to the Bonneville. With all this, it's you need a couple things, and it's actually pretty cheap overall. Like,
yeah, it was.
What you got to do, I'll put like a breakdown on screen here, but you can be in a kit for this like just a little over $400. When I priced it, it was just like $413, and that's if you're only doing the front. So pads, rotors, brakes, and the brake lines. So only about a little over $400. I mean, for a big brake kit, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was only 250 bucks for just the calipers. I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
Yeah. One thing that we did struggle with today, because we didn't consider it or didn't even look, but we bought some centric pads, which we usually buy these, but it didn't come with any hardware. And the new calipers didn't come with hardware. So, you know, $60 later and 2 hours later, we finally got it. Be sure to buy the pins as well as the clips for the brake pads.
Yeah, you know,
Necessary.
You would think, like, if anyone's done a brake job before, that they'd come with the pads. And, well, we thought wrong, because we also thought that.
Yep.
And that was so annoying, because we went to a couple stores. They didn't have anything that was just different than the brake pads. They didn't have any with the hardware. Can't get the hardware separate. And then the store that we went to that you could get the hardware separate, they didn't have it because it was a special order.
Yep.
So then we have like this one cost less around us that's this big warehouse, and they have a lot of stuff. They had those. And they're carbon fiber ceramic. So
pretty neat. Yeah, these are the Power Stop Next Gen NXT 1001. So that works with the Cadillac Brembos, and now we're gonna go ahead and get this installed. I'm gonna include here just a quick video of the stopping of the stock brakes that we have on here. These are leaky old stock one piston brakes, and basically what we did is a very scientific test. We set up a bucket. He got up to like cruising speed, like 35 miles per hour, then slammed on the brakes, and then I measured with my feet one step at a time, and you'll see the results of that now. All right guys, test number one, we're gonna do the 35 mile per hour brake test. So he's just gonna get up to speed, hit the brake once he sees the cone or passes it, and then we're going to count, you know, like one step at a time to see how much it is going to, or how long it takes to stop. All right, that was pretty good. All right guys, so the first test was about 35 to 36 steps. I mean, it's not a very accurate measurement. We don't got one of those rolling tape measures or whatever they're called. So we're just gonna be using our feet. But I mean, 35, 36 steps. All right guys, that was about 39, 40. So as the brakes get a bit warmer, they'll work a bit less. So interesting to see.
what was it?
So the first one was about 35, 36 steps. The second one was actually 40. So as it was heating up the brakes, it probably got less efficient, you know?
Yeah, and also I think that I started on the first one, the brakes just a second too soon. Like right before I passed the bucket, because I was like trying to...
So that's probably what the difference was. So about 40 steps, 35 to 40 steps, we'll say.
And then we'll have to just measure that out, and then measure what your shoe size is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you want to be more exact, I don't think we're that, you know, this is Jury Rig Garage, guys, so I don't know what you're looking for here.
Don't expect much, but
just be happy we're even out here doing this.
That's funny.
But damn, this car sounds fucking awesome going by.
Oh, dude, it does. I love the supercharger.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the smaller pulley because, like, in the car, I barely hear it now.
I hear it outside.
Yeah, that's
You
awesome.
hear it outside for sure. Very scientific test you guys just saw, so we're gonna recreate that once we have these big Brembos on. So I think it has a lot to do with the tires, which we have some
That too.
Achilles ATS Sport 2s, I think the ATR Sport 2s.
Yep.
So these are summer tires and they're really meaty. So that helps a lot. Tristan's actually looking for one now, so if you guys know where to get a single 270, yeah, 275, 40, 18 size Achilles ATR Sport 2, we need one. Or
They have a national back order, so if anyone knows where to get them, please let us know. I'm desperate for 1 to 2 tires, preferably 2, but 1 I could definitely use.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and take the wheels off, take the calipers off. We're replacing the brake lines. We're doing all that stuff. We're doing everything. We'll bleed the brakes, and we'll give that a test. All right, guys, we're back. We had to drive around all over again because we also didn't check. These didn't come with Banjo bolts. So this is Dorman 14100. I'll just put that into the beginning,
Well,
like,
hey, Davis,
pricing.
don't make us look stupid. We got the Banjo bolts, and they weren't the right ones, so we had to go back.
That's true. That's a very specific one. They're finer thread, so.
I don't think it makes you guys look stupid. I think
We'll
it
just be like, we forgot the Banjo bolts. No, we
Don't tell him
remember.
that.
We remember. He told him that.
Yeah,
Don't tell
it's
him
all
that.
good.
Edit that out.
Edit
I'm the
it out.
editor. I control this.
Yeah, I control everything.
Did I leave these loose?
Yeah, I hope so.
I hope I did. It'd make our time faster.
Yeah.
I made them really tight, actually.
I always like it when Davis leaves my suspension or my brake bolts loose.
I was doing it the wrong way. I was tightening it.
Well, see, that's why it was so tight.
Let's see what size the Banjo bolt is. Probably really small.
Was it like a 10?
Probably.
No, is it an 11?
Must be. But look at that.
Oh, it squirted. You made it squirt.
Look at that.
I like that you just took it all off in one piece because, like,
Yeah,
it might as well.
Why do it any different? All right, I'm gonna get a towel to kind of clean this up.
Let's just hang that up.
Hang it up.
Yeah, hang it up so it's not leaking. Well, it's gonna leak either way, isn't
It
it?
literally doesn't matter.
Oh. Well, okay. And I do have new brake lines, guys, but
We're gonna test and see if these ones work
yeah, we are gonna test.
because we'd have to actually modify these. So that's
Yeah.
another piece of information. These are GXPs.
These
So
are for GXP Bonnevilles, and they look very similar. Like,
Well, no, the difference is the lip here.
yeah, but it also is the length. So it is just a little bit longer. This is what GXP Bonneville brakes look like,
only
or
like a couple
brake
inches
lines.
longer.
It's only a couple inches, but you're gonna need that on the GXP brakes. I'm not so sure on those.
The reason we'd have to modify is this lip. So we'd have to knock that lip down for it to work. So if we can
That
make
doesn't have
these
one.
work.
No, it doesn't have a lip on either side.
So I'll clean this up and then we'll put the new caliper on. All right. Is that the right
That's the
one?
left hand.
Yes.
This makes me sad. This makes me very, very sad. Have you seen that? That's all my paint of the wheel coming up because of the brake fluid that's been leaking. Because the either the Banjo bolt or the I think it's the bleeder is just it got cross-threaded, so it's just been leaking that whole time. And having leaky brakes, horribly unsafe. But you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do and ride.
You just gotta struggle in life.
Sometimes you just gotta ride. Ride or die. That's exactly what I was doing, Zoe.
That's what you've been doing for the past like 4 years.
Been riding or dying.
All right, guys, so we did end up having to use the GXP brake lines here because it's just the stock ones are just smidge too short. This is just a couple inches longer. We did modify it, and you almost can't tell, but I just took the angle grinder and a sanding disc and took the level down. Here's the other one for comparison. As you can see, there's this little lip on there, so you just have to take that down. Once you've grinded it off, just get an air compressor and blow the lines out because you don't want those contaminants inside the line. So I'm gonna go ahead and grind this other one off here. I just used a normal sanding disc, so we're gonna do that. Put the lines on. Tristan's working on getting the old line off.
I've never done this before.
Well, maybe you should let me do it then.
Or explain that, I guess.
Okay. Anyways, so we'll be right back.
Alright.
Alright guys, so this is all clamped in now, as you can see. So this was actually a bit too far up, so we had to pull it down a little bit because it's going to have to fit on right there about.
Alright.
Let's see if I can... Right there, because you don't want to put too much slack.
By the way,
or you do want to give it some slack.
These are Bonneville GXP specific brakes, brake lines. That is why they're a little bit different and why we had to do a modification, because they're not meant for these calipers. However, they are a couple inches longer than the stock brakes, which you'll need. So if you're going to do GXP brakes, or you're going to do these brakes, you're going to need those lines out of the way.
As you can see here, it comes up and goes around. It felt like this was a little bit tight, but I just adjusted the length, how much slack each side has, and I think it's an acceptable amount of slack on either side. We're going to have to test going in though, because this is like right next to that, you know?
Yeah, we're going to have to test both in and out.
Yep.
So,
but
all right, well now we're about ready to get the calipers on, or sorry,
yeah,
the pads on.
Get this in and tighten down, but that's all, you know, easy peasy.
Nice, dual use.
Yep. Well, we spent like 2 hours trying to find.
Yeah. Look at my old caliper, guys. This is disgusting.
So it's simple as just sliding them in.
Hit him with a hammer.
Yeah. Or putting them in, right? Yeah, you got it.
So you don't have to take your calipers off to change your brake pads, guys.
Yep, just the pins. And then we need to do the pins through.
They go in through the back.
Yep. Yep, that's it. All right, so let's put the car in neutral on the steering wheel so we can turn this.
Right.
Because I don't want this touching anything.
So those for sure are in their holes. They look, yep.
Yep.
Yep, they're in there. There's no go in any more than that, huh?
What do you mean?
Those pins.
They don't come out.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. Yep.
All right, so, yep. Oh, no. I didn't think that the brake fluid would be just pouring out of it. So do you want me to turn the steering wheel, or you want me to...
You need to turn the steering wheel to see if it fits. I'll do it slowly to the right, and I'll tell you to stop if you need to. Keep going. Yeah, stop. Here, even come look at it.
Not great.
Does it have any more to the right to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here,
Don't.
let me put it to full wheel lock.
Well, you're gonna break it if you do a full wheel lock.
It's got like...
We might need to bend this line somehow.
So it kind of like goes up more instead of just straight into the...
Yeah. I don't know how else we could modify that so that would work, you know? Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna do some diagnosing. We'll be right back.
All right, guys. Well,
Yep.
so we're testing it now.
So if you guys are uncomfortable with this, don't do it. We're gonna do it. We already bent it out of place. It's that full wheel lock, and I can get my full finger behind there. So
because it was jamming into the motor mount right there, so we bent this tube up a little bit, not very much at all, but
it really wasn't
so it's
that
not
much.
so it's not perfect actually.
If you're not comfortable with this, just get some custom made lines. Or
Well, this leads me to believe unless the GXP brakes, unless it was much farther down, I feel like it would have the same exact problem.
they have something different.
So there's
They must
something
have
different.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, there's enough slack in here where I'm not concerned about hurting it. This is tightened.
Yeah, I think that looks good enough. Or basically from now, we're gonna tighten that, and we're gonna get started on the other side, guys.
These brake lines, just do them hand tight first. Thread them by hand. Do not get a wrench on there. Don't cross thread these. That you're gonna be in a world of pain if you do that.
Yep, and then just leave it, hand tight, because then when you go to do your brake job later, it will be loose.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do the other side now that this is basically done. Then we'll go through the process of bleeding it, and unless we want to do the rears. But the rears don't get new lines, right? They just get the new brackets.
Yep, just new brackets, new brake pads, new rotors.
See, but look at that, guys.
It looks really nice, and it's very much heavier, which is
It's
good.
much heavier.
Good, bad, but I'm okay with it. Again, at 300 horsepower, I mean, I could use all the speed I can get, but to be honest, I don't think I'll notice.
I'm so surprised with how well this fits. This fits exactly like it should stock. I mean, this is perfectly aligned. Like, the math behind it must have been used in like the Cadillacs or something, or then changed. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, and I was told that you would need the absolutely need the brackets, but they wouldn't even fit with it, so it doesn't need brackets. But yeah, it just works, guys. It just works,
you know. But look at that. That looks amazing, actually. So we're gonna go ahead, knock out the other side. You saw this. All it is just removing the old stuff, replacing the line. You have to bend it, just clearance to yourself. You know, you'll figure it out. If you're using these lines, you have to grind off those tabs as well. That's kind of, I wasn't expecting that level of modification.
No, I wasn't either. And I think that there might be some brake lines available that might not need that. Work, but who knows?
Yeah.
But just be prepared to do that if you buy them off RockAuto.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this all up and do the other side, and we'll be back. Alright guys, as you can see, that went on way easier than the other side, and now we figured it out. Trying to wheel lock. Yep. The lines fit. We did have to bend this one too. It looks like there's a little bit more clearance on this one than the other side, so that's pretty nice.
So let's recap. So these are Cadillac ATS Brembo brakes off a 2013 Premium. These are GXP Bonneville 2005 GXP brake lines from a Bonneville. We had to break it free from the glue so that we could move the hose down more, and then we also had to bend this out
and remove the lip
and remove the lip with an angle grinder so that it didn't hit that. And those are all the things that we had to do just to get them to fit on the car.
Yeah, a little bit more modification than I thought was needed, and you could probably do it differently and not need that much. So,
but we're only past an hour right now, and the fronts are pretty much completely done except for the bleeding. Yep. So that is going to take up probably like 10-15 minutes, I imagine. And so we're going to be doing that next. But pretty much like...
Bleeding's pretty simple. You just take these caps off the nipple. I think you do both. I'm not sure, actually. We'll start with the farthest one. I'm careful with the brake clean, bro. Got a nice new coated caliper. Anyways, you put a... I'll just show you. I have a Gatorade bottle. You put it with a 1/4-inch hose on there, break it loose. Well, he has the... Well, don't break it loose yet. Have him pump 3 times, hold it, break it loose, close it, let off the pedal, and just do that until it's done. So we'll run ahead and do that right now. It's starting to rain.
I gotta say the forecast is pretty accurate.
Yep.
2 p.m. is when it said.
All right, so let's get this done here. All right, guys, we are back. We're just about done. We went ahead and bled out the brakes here. You can see we made sure to spill a bunch on our driveway. And we made sure no leaks with the Banjos. This one was leaking just a little bit. We replaced the washer. It doesn't leak now.
Yep.
Do you want to just do it lock to lock one more time just to make sure nothing like changed or anything? Make sure it's all... Yeah. Okay, hold it there. We are good. No touching. And we are good. No touching. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and put the wheels on. We're going to go bed in the brakes a little bit. We're going to go to our spot and do our final test of how much it brakes. Unfortunately, we're not going to do the rears at this time. It's just a stock rear replacement, so this will actually be a cooler test because all we're doing is the fronts, you know? Shitty rear brakes and new fronts.
The wheels don't fit.
Hope not. Yeah, you're going to have to be a little bit extra careful now because if you drop it on there, you might scratch the caliper. All right, guys, we're going to go put these on and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're all finished up with the front here. As you can see, we got the Cadillac big brake kit right on there. So this is all ready to go. We torqued down the wheels. Everything's all bled. We're going to go take it on test drive, bed them in. Basically, the process for bedding in new brake pads is going up to like 30 miles an hour and slam on the brakes about like 5 times in a row. and it should be all good to go. So I guess we'll also just, in that test drive around the block, make sure nothing catastrophic happens, you know?
Or make sure it does.
Yeah, I don't want to forget our bucket, our point of measurement, our point of reference.
That is one important bucket.
How else are we going to measure it for you guys without the bucket? How's it feel?
Well, most of the brake feels kind of spongy until it gets to a certain point.
Okay, well, let's take it on test drive. Interesting. How does it feel so far?
It doesn't feel a whole lot different. It doesn't feel like they're freaking massive brakes behind the pedal.
You just made your transmission work harder spinning those big rotors.
Yeah. It needs to work. That felt good.
Yeah, so get it up to like 30 and give it some...
Do we want to do it on this road or no?
Sure. Just get it a little bit fast and then just like slam on the brakes a little bit.
All right, we're at 30.
Okay, go ahead. Ooh, baby.
All right. All right. Now they feel a little bit better.
Yeah, new pads, you might have some residual oil on them or whatnot. Ooh, buddy.
That stops on a dime.
Damn, that was... I could feel the wheels like sliding, like you locked them or something.
Like that was probably twice the stopping distance, or sorry, twice.
Did you tighten down the caliper?
What do you mean, did I?
The caliper bolt on this side? Because you did that side. Or no, I did. No, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Did you?
I think I did.
All right, now let's go to the spot, I suppose. Or how many times should we really do that?
Just do one more time.
Okay.
You do it right now. Just slam on them. Ooh. Oh my God.
That stops pretty good. Oh yeah, we didn't measure your foot.
That's fine.
We need to measure your foot.
All right, guys. Now that the brakes are bedded in, we're gonna go ahead and go back to our spot, recreate our test, and we'll show you the results. Look at we're about to see how much farther the Bonneville stops with those big Cadillac brakes, the big brake kit. And I think it's probably going to be kind of meh because it did rain a little bit, so we'll see how much of that affects the stopping distance. I don't think it's going to stop it much. I think these tires are going to be fine in the rain. I don't know about that. It seemed like it skirted from the water. So the rain affected it for sure. That was like 41.
Really? It felt way better.
Okay, well, let's try it one more time because, you know, get them a little bit hotter maybe.
Okay.
Maybe spin the tires a little bit, you know, dry them up a little bit.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, guys, I think it's just the rain that did that. Damn, those look so good with the Brembos on there seen through the wheels. That looks about the same. I could see the wheels spinning in the rain. Yeah, it's the same 40. I think it's just the rain. I can see you when you lock it. I can hear it spinning on the asphalt.
I can hear that too.
Like it's definitely slipping. So
okay.
All right. Well, I'll go grab the bucket and we'll head it back.
The braking, it felt better, but yeah, it must be the wetness.
I think it's the wetness, honestly.
Yeah.
If we recreate this at another time with dry weather, I'm sure it'd be a lot better.
Oh, now the brakes even feel even better.
Oh Jesus, you're gonna make me throw up. But yeah, guys, going from a single piston caliper to quad pistons up front, I mean, for only such a small price, too, only $400 basically to do the front, that's amazing.
Yeah, and like I had already bought the GXP front calipers, and then I bought the brake lines, bought the pads, and then, you know, Dave's like, well, why don't you do these? And they were only like $50 more expensive than the new GXP caliper calipers after the core charge. These ones in particular didn't have a core charge, which made them only $25 more expensive per side. So at that point,
why not?
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
Yep. So guys, we're gonna head back. We're just going to check everything under the car real fast, make sure that the calipers aren't leaking anywhere. But I mean, you'd probably already feel it if it was leaking badly. Like you said, it just got more.
If it was leaking badly, yes, but if it was like a slow leak, I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah. You did say it feels a bit stiffer though.
It feels a lot stiffer than it used to because, yeah, there was a lot of air in the lines, no doubt.
All right, well, we will be back. We're just gonna head back and like I said, check everything under the car and end it off. All right, guys, we're back from our test drive with the brake test and whatnot. Tristan did tell me that the last test he did, he was actually at 40 miles per hour. So, I mean, that plus the rain could have contributed to it not seeing any gain. So it's kind of an inconclusive test. We might test it later. It's a lot to do with just the tire type and the dryness out. So I would expect some improvement just by a little bit if we had drier conditions. So anyways, we're going to just quickly show you what we're going to be working on next. Not in this video, you're going to have to wait for that one. But we're going to be installing a Pro Sport catch can here. So we work with Pro Sport a lot. And yeah, there's the drain. And they make this really awesome baffled catch can. So it is really nice. It's got many ports. It's got a drain right at the bottom. 2 inlets. You can run it. 1 inlet. They provide block-off plugs. They provide O-ring. You know, yeah, there you go. There's the drain bolt. We're brainstorming where we're going to place this because, as you can see, that's our current one. Much smaller. You wouldn't really be able to place it in there. I mean, you can maybe place it off this, but it'd be pretty close to the headers. You know, that wouldn't be too bad. It would just get pretty hot.
You know, I would love if, like, my PCM were
Relocated.
Maybe just, like, right up there, like this, and then maybe it's where this one is sitting now.
Yeah.
Just sits there, like, touching.
I mean, you do need to make a new bracket for your PCM because it's moved forward before. But as you can see, our setup right here with this catch can is the valve cover vents into it. It goes into the baffle. It's got steel wool in there to separate any heavy liquids, so just gases get recirculated into the throttle body where it sees vacuum.
I think if that just sat like right there, that could be perfect.
Yeah, actually.
Because, like, you know, if this wasn't there,
we'll just make a new bracket.
Yeah.
It'd be really close to touching
it would.
that, though.
And I think that'd be fine if it touched. I don't see how it hurt it.
It's true. It's aluminum. It's not going to be anything
and there's only going to be oil
flammable.
In there.
Yeah.
That's not really, yeah. So I think this would be a perfect spot for it if we just moved the PCM over, and it'd be good. I'd probably just have to loosen it and take it fully out to drain it.
Or come from the bottom somehow.
Maybe if I hung that, like, if I hung that past here, just put like something like a little cup under it.
Yep.
While I'm ready to drain it and undo the bolt.
Anyways, guys, this is like a pretty badass unit. I have it on my Mustang. It's actually really well constructed. Like, it looks really nice.
And for the money, it should be.
Yeah.
It's like 115 or 125 bucks, right?
Yeah, you can use our promo code to get 15 or 10 whatever % off the purchase.
It must have been 110 or 115 with the code.
Yeah. So the plan here is, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we're going to have one coming off the valve cover with a one-way check valve. We're going to have one line leading to the intake before the MAF, or I guess no, after the MAF, before the actual engine vac, so before the throttle body. So it's going to have to be somewhere in here. We might need to change this up in some ways. We'll see. And then probably off the throttle body right here, or somewhere farther in, maybe right off one of these, like that nipple there or something.
Oh, that could be good.
Because that would allow, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, we'll explain the science behind it later, but we'll have pretty much every port in use. One that feeds the bottom, and then the two top, it has a baffle in there, so heavy liquid can't get through, and then it'll just have the gases, so it'll help wide open throttle, normal driving. It won't be stinky because it's not to atmosphere, and it'll be almost like a stock system, but better with PCV.
Yep, it's definitely going to be better than that piece of crap. And it's got like 5 times the volume, so it appears.
Yeah, this is the eBay special, so.
That 2 for $20, so very eBay special.
Yep. So guys, that's going to do it. Hopefully this is very informative for you guys. If you have, you know, Bonneville, Buick, Grand Prix, whatever, you know, all the different, whatever came with the 3800. I was checking the part numbers on the Bonneville stock calipers, and they fit a wide range, so that'd be an easy way to tell if it'll work for you. Just go on RockAuto, choose like a 2000 Bonneville, check the info on it, and it'll list all the models that it's compatible with.
Oh yeah, so the one thing that you'll need to know if you want these brakes is 18-inch wheels minimum.
Yeah, you can obviously see, guys, there's not tons of room. There's, you know, maybe like 5 mils maybe in there of clearance, so that's plenty actually. But these are 18 by 10 wheels. These are from a GT 500.
Yeah, the 17s wouldn't even fit the GXP brakes. So they're not even that big. So
do your homework before buying. Usually, if you really want to check, buy one caliper to test fit.
and then send it back, because these don't need brackets for it. So you don't need the brackets off of the GXP like I thought. You don't need any of the brackets as long as they're the 4-piston. And I agree, just buy the one and try it. And I'm skeptical that they'll fit any of these 3800 cars, but actually, since like the Grand Prix, the GXP brakes, the newer body style, those brakes can be fitted on here. The Bonneville GXP, those can fit on here, so they're all interchangeable technically. So it will fit at least the newer body style Grand Prix, Bonneville, and then also the other W bodies.
I mean, I had
someone in
the last video asked if it would fit their Buick Park Ave.
If it's an H body, it probably would.
And I literally just went on RockAuto. I looked up a 2001 brake caliper, 2001 Bonneville brake caliper, and in that specification, what models this is universal part for, Buick Park Avenue came up for it.
So
2000 to 2005, so should be the same.
Oh yeah, Impala should be the same then. The 2000 to 05 Impala should be the same. The Buick GS should be the same. Maybe even the older style Grand Prix might even work for it. The 97 to 03 might work for it. So just buy one if you're interested. Buy the one, and it was only 125 bucks.
All right, guys, that's going to do it. We got those big Cadillac brakes installed. You can see that the light was not great. There you go. You can kind of see it. Anyways, they're on there. They're all good. Confirmed. You can do it. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it. If you like the video, leave a like down below. Comment down below as well if you have any questions about, you know, everything we've done here today. If you've got, you know, a question about your car, about putting the big brakes on there, then, you know, go ahead and ask down below.
Have we not answered all the questions?
Clearly not. There's going to be so many questions, I'm sure, that I'm going to be getting for years about this, but that's fine. And next video, we're going to be installing the Pro Sport. Well, I'm not sure for next video, but next time we work on this, we're going to be putting the Pro Sport catch can on. And that's going to do it.
I'm hoping we can start on Project F and get the dash back in.
Yep.
As soon as possible, as long as it's not going to rain on us.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.